All right, welcome everybody. This is Brawlmachinin Season 2, Episode 7. Finally, we are getting to the end of the second season. This is going to be the second last episode. We have one more to close the second season. And today here we have my co-host Love Caramon, Tony, and he will
Yeah,
introduce our guest. Go on, Tony.
the director is back, so today we're not going to have any technical issues. I hope. Like last episode was kind of a train crash at the beginning because I couldn't get the stream going and I lost the game link and everything. But anyway, today is not my responsibility.
All right, so why don't you introduce Paul to our guests?
Yeah, well, today we're going to play against Paul from Knightsmachine. So, Paul, why don't you talk about yourself a little bit?
Yeah, cool. Yeah, as mentioned, I'm sort of the co-host of Knightscast. I do a fair few articles as well, mostly about Retribution lately, but I do also play some Protectorate as well. My experience of Brawlmachine is fairly limited, I will say. I've only really played a handful of games, so it'll be interesting to get a little bit more experience with that for sure.
It's not like you went 5-0 on the BTC or anything like that, right?
Yeah, I did do that. That was with the new hotness Falsia. She's a bit crazy. Definitely check her out if you haven't played her and if you're interested in Retribution. Particularly in Brawlmachine, I imagine she'd be extremely potent.
Yeah, if I recall correctly, she's on the short list for the epic list. So maybe in next
Yeah.
episode she's going to be
Yeah, I
there.
think that's probably justified. To be fair, her personal output is pretty nuts, as well as having all the support and tools that she's got as well. So I could definitely see that being justified for sure.
I mean, they were complaining the other day that every new caster that Privateer has been releasing, they had to consider them for the epic list between Bennett, Azazello, Falsier, and now Karchep 2. They are like, come on, guys, why don't you? Why can't
Yeah,
you
it's
make it like a normal caster?
is Bethane 2 on the shortlist as well, or is she okay?
I think she's banned. I mean, they didn't even test it. They went
Oh,
straight
right.
into it.
Yeah, because I could
I
see that
mean, the only
being
one
pretty
that
brutal.
yeah, I think the only one that dodged that bullet was Gamjon 2.
Right. Yeah.
I say, nah, this is fine.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
suppose when you've only. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no biggie. So let me switch to the lists, and we can talk about what did you guys bring to play today. So, okay, I have your list first on the screen, Paul. So,
Okay.
walk us over it.
Yeah. So I went with as I say, my Brawlmachine experience is pretty limited. So I wanted to play with a couple of things which are not super prevalent at 75 points. So I went with Thyra for my caster because I think she's got a good mix of offense in things like Silence of Death and Carnage. She's got threat extenders. She's got control elements, and she's also got reasonable personal output. So she's kind of a good toolbox, which I think will probably work a little bit better at lower points. Just with things like Stranglehold being more potent when there's less models on the board and things like that. I went with Exemplar for the theme because it's my favorite theme aesthetically for Protectorate, and some of the models in it I never really get to play. I went with Knights Exemplar as my sort of main unit in the list because I think they fit the best because the medium base guys tend to need Gravis to make them really sing because they're so slow. And Errants usually need Severius Zero to make them sing because their guns are a little bit weak otherwise. And I figured that I would not bring Severius because points are quite tight, and once you've taken a dervish with him, it can be a bit difficult to fit other things in at 25 points. And then I kind of brought along the two character jacks, which are both quite powerful, particularly Blood when it's with Thyra, her character jack. It can go quite far and do quite a lot of interesting things with sidestep. And then obviously I brought Choir because it's Protectorate. And then a couple of the two solos that have got I think it's Inhuman Resolve is the rule, one where they don't die when they get knocked down. Because again, I think that could be quite potent when there's less tools on the board to deal with them.
Yeah, and also like you have two very cheap solos in the list, right? The rack and the mechanic. I was like, man, I wish I could have 1 point solos on Crucible
Yeah,
card.
for sure. Like the rack. I mean, I'm not sure exactly how the measurements work on the board. It looks like the back flag may be able to get a rack on it, but certainly the mechanic as well will be able to get around and score some stuff, which is quite nice to have.
Not only cheap, but also like providing a lot of functionality to the list because the rack gives you additional focus for only 2 points.
Yeah.
Granted, it can blow up, but and the mechanic on a pinch can, I mean, if I manage to cripple a jack but not destroy it, can just get it back up.
Yeah,
Mine.
yeah. Especially with the objectives being like not having the effect, having repair in the list is quite nice to have.
Yeah, if I can kill the objective, you just can keep preparing it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's going
Love.
to be hilarious.
So tell us about your list.
So, continuing my tradition of winning lists keeps getting played since I won last game with this success list. I decided to keep it. It's still Maddox1 because, like Paul said, it's a great toolbox caster. I mean, she fixes one of the most important things that Signal lacks in casters is Pathfinder, and Pathfinder. Granted, it's limited because it's only during charges, but it's for all the army, so that's nice. And then I have the Storm Lances, which is one of the best units in the game right now, I think. Even with the incoming Storm Division update, I think that Storm Lances are, if not the best heavy cavalry in the game, like the second best. And they provide a little bit of everything. I mean, they can shoot and they hit like a train during the feat. Not that I'm going to do much shooting today because Paul has a lot of anti-shooting tech, but in general they work. And then the Storm Tower is a great artillery piece. I mean, it's cheap, can score zones. In this case, there are no round zones, but what the list is generic. And then a bunch of solos that can score flags and give me a little support. Like Alexia can just record my other living models into thralls, so that gives me a little bit of recursion at this point level, like having an extra solo pop up every time you kill a model. It's a lot. Then Keller, that last episode was like the MVP, so I'm starting to like her because yeah, sure, she can hit very hard like in melee, but her grenades have a lot of utility. And then Dreyfus, well, it gives me mobile cover for my caster when I solid it, and with jump he can be like super mobile and be whenever I need him. So yeah, the idea is simply like move forward, try to have a great fit turn, trying to kill as much stuff as I can, especially with the Hammersmith that has feedback, and with the Onslaught he can hit something twice with his initials, slam it at least 3 inches, and with feedback that's 2 more inches, so he can suddenly be on the other side of the table threatening things.
All right, I have the map now on the screen. So we are playing I think it's week 2 of the Brawlmachine Battle League scenario. So we have the scenario with the two objectives in one diagonal, and then the three flags on the other diagonal, and the rectangle in the center. And going on terrain pieces from left to right, we have a forest next to the top left flag. We have a rubble to the center. In the middle, you see a wall on the left side, the wall that grants cover, a forest in the center flag, and a building on the right side. And on the bottom of the map, we have two trenches next to the bottom left objective. Fire is a burning ash cloud, and a rubble on the flag at the right bottom. All right, any questions about the map?
No, not from me.
I mean, it's protected. I assume you have plenty of fire protection to go through that cloud.
I've got at least some. So the what's quite nice is the theme list gives me Aegis on my Exemplar models, so none of them will catch fire for going through the cloud. So that could be quite a nice place to deploy them if I end up with the bottom side.
Yeah, that's a quirky little perk that's very useful. So, shall we roll to see who goes first?
Yeah, and
sounds good.
Just to add, the name of this scenario is Asteroids.
I think it makes sense. I don't know. I know that they themed them all to space for some reason. But yeah, I mean, within the flags and the objectives, you could say that this is an asteroid field.
I suppose so, yeah. Or like an asteroid belt, maybe, with the flags or something.
Yeah, well, like always, our guest rolls better than me, so...
So I'm thinking with Cav on your side, I'm reluctant to give you the first turn because you'll be claiming quite a lot of board space. So I think I'm going to take the first turn and let you choose the side.
All right. So you don't have any shooting to speak of, right? Because you're basically a melee list.
Yeah, I don't think I've got any actually. I've got spells on Thyra1. I think that's it.
Bottom for me. So I'm going to play my models and go. And he's back. As I was saying, I'm going to use a blue-gray basis. You can choose any other color you like.
Okay. I usually go orange for Protectorate.
Yeah, seems like a good choice. Yeah, we have done that already. So whenever you're ready, Paul, since you're going first, you're going to deploy first.
Just getting my list because I didn't realize it was in War Room format. Just give me 1 second.
Okay. Meanwhile,
oh, if you do that would be great. Yeah. Yes, please. Yes, please.
There it is.
That's great. Thank you for that. All right. So I'm thinking. Do you want me to sort of explain, like, talk about it as I'm doing it, or?
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
So you can deploy and talk about your deployment choices.
1 moment. Sorry, there's someone at my door. I'll just be 1 minute.
Oh yeah, he mentioned something about waiting for a food delivery. I hope that everything is right.
Delivery?
So for
Delivery
For this
for
moment,
the
we should
winery.
have like a like an elevator music. So whenever there is an awkward pause, we can go tin, 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 or something like that, like Mass Effect does when it hides the loading screens with the elevator.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, no biggie.
Okay.
No problem.
Right, so I'm thinking I'm going to put my Knights Exemplar on the left-hand flank here so they can go between these bits of rough terrain. They can get Pathfinder from Battle Driven, but I don't really want to rely on you triggering it for me because that could be a bit unreliable. I'm going to put Fire of Salvation here, I think, to hopefully go and use this piece of forest. And then with defeat and with what's it called, relentless charge, hopefully be able to, make use of that to charge through. Whereas Blood of Martyrs doesn't actually have Pathfinder, so she needs to go in a more open place for that. Choir Boy is just going to take position behind my dudes, and then I think I'm just going to keep the mechanic with the Warjacks, if that makes sense to me, and then have probably the Warder with Thyra, as that will be the client for her, to give the extra defense from Guard Dog. And then my Knights Exemplar Seneschal will take the left-hand side so that I can make use of the Knights Exemplar potentially dying to give me Righteous Fury, I think the rule is, the +2 strength and armor when something dies nearby. So that will be my standard deploy. I've just got the rack to go.
So Thyra goes to defense 17 base with the client thing.
I think she's a 17. I think she's a 17 baseline, so I think she goes up to a 19 in melee. Yeah, she's 17 normally, up to 19 in melee with Guard Dog. And of course
Okay,
she's got,
so she's going to be tough to hit.
yeah, and then she's got stealth baseline as well. So
Yeah.
she should hopefully be a little bit difficult to pin down, especially with the combination of Gates of Death for the 6-inch place at the end of the turn.
Yeah, I think that my only chance, if I need to go for assassination, is to position a slam into her, so she gets knocked down, and then she's armor 14, right? So yeah, once she's getting hit, she shouldn't go
If she's knocked down, she's gonna have a bad day for sure.
Yeah, let's not get ahead of ourselves. I mean, the rack goes into there, or you're waiting for advanced deployment?
Advanced deploy.
Because I don't have any. Okay. So, okay, you went for a very central, very freaky deployment. That's fine, and you avoided the objective with your unit.
Yeah.
It's also fine.
Yeah.
Because one of the things we've been discussing before starting the game was that since he has stealth and passage on the warjacks, so my storm tower can shoot anything. So the only way for me to get some lightning generator shots into his unit was shooting the objective. So that's not going to happen.
I will have to be
this
careful
game.
with the Knights Exemplar Seneschal, the solo, because obviously he's not going to have stealth, so I'll need to be careful where I position him.
All right, but I mean, you can always be on the forest behind the flag, and
yeah, that's very true.
I can't even. So I think my storm tower is not going to be doing much today. However, in the odd case, you are going to drop passage at some point during the game because you probably want to use battle.
Yeah.
So in the case that happens, I'm just going to position my storm tower over here. And at the very worst, they are not ever going to reach your flag, but so on the same token, I think now actually I want them here because I mean within this forest and this building there is not much I can do with my cavalry there. So
Yeah.
I'm going to come here and sorry, onto the town line. So yes, my cavalry is going to come over here and try to dictate the fight on this flank. Then have Maddox herself is going to go in the middle. I don't like the fire cloud, but I mean, if I start there, I don't get fire, and if I can run through it on the first turn, I'm never going to catch fire because I will never be entering nor ending my movement there. And if I catch fire, my jack should be fine. And then I'm going to put Dreyfus over here because since he can jump, he doesn't get bothered by the forest too much. Next is going to go in the middle of the table, trying to cover as many models as she can with her passive necromancy.
Mhm.
And same with actually going to swap them a little bit. Because I want Keller to be protected by the forest. Also have some opportunity to shoot because she does have one of her shooting modes. It's a hazard, so that's like a covering fire thing.
Oh
If I
yes.
recall correctly.
Yeah.
Galvanic blast field. On a direct hit against an enemy model, an AoE remains a hazard or remains in play for 1 round. Model is entering and ending their activation get a pouch and electrical damage. So it's not quite as good as a covering fire, but could do some damage.
Yeah.
So
Still a nice tool for a cheap solo to have when it comes up.
Oh, I don't have any avant deployment, so it will be your turn to put the rack.
I'm going to put the rack, make sure it's outside of 4, the objective, and off on the side so that it doesn't get in the way of my army as they advance.
So he doesn't quite reach the flag?
No, because I can only deploy him up to 13. If I was going second, I could have put him on the flag, and that might have been something to look at. But I was a little bit worried about how much board space your cav could take. So I'll have to make do.
So he's going to be on the side, providing focus and hoping not to blow up.
Yeah. That's the plan.
So, like our director taught me, since we can't shake hands, we're going to shake each other's warcasters before the game.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck to you too. Likewise. Before you start your turn, este, tell us what are your plans for it.
So I'm going to basically just try and get up the table as far as I can. I'd like to make use of this central forest with at least a couple of pieces because her feat synergizes quite well with line of sight blocking terrain that you can move into. So as I mentioned in deployment, particularly Fire of Salvation as he gets Pathfinder on the charge, but also it could potentially be useful with some of my other models depending on distance. So basically get the upkeeps out, get as much table space as I can, and hopefully set up to threaten the board is my turn 1 plan.
Reminding for everyone, the feat gives you apparition in all your models, basically.
Pretty much,
right?
yes. Apparition at the start of their activation.
Which is not only a threat extender, but also can use for the shenanigans that waiting behind a forest, using the feat to move into the forest and then having line of sight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. and then charging through, and then hopefully doing some damage. Yeah, that's pretty much it for turn 1. Shall I crack on?
Yep. Whenever you're ready.
Okey-doke.
And best of luck to you.
And to you, mate. So, Blood of Martyrs apparates. That's the bond that it gets with Thyra. And then we get power up. We are just going to start running models, basically. Because I don't think the Storm Tower will have range to shoot at me this turn anyway, because I think it's moves, 3, maybe 4 inches, and then it's range 14.
I have a snipe on the caster, so I can make it.
Of course you do. Yeah. So you go up to 18, and then
Yeah.
how far can it move?
3 inches, like you said.
Okay, so 21. So I'll still be safe. So I don't need to worry about Choir this turn. So we're just going to run up as far as we can. Blood of Martyrs is also going to run up. Blood of Martyrs will be in 21, but I think the forest should hopefully protect me from it getting line of sight to him.
So for
Then
people that are not familiar with, sorry, I'm going to pause your clock a little bit. With objectives, objectives are models. They are defense 5, armor 15, and have armor 18 and have 15 boxes.
Mhm.
And you can target them until the bottom of the second turn, which is the turn when you can start scoring points. So even if like this turn I could shoot him, shoot it, I mean in the objective, and start arsing electrolyte from it, I can actually target during the first turn. So that.
So I'm then going to activate Thyra. And Thyra is going to cast Gates of Death, which goes on to herself, which is her signature upkeep. Basically means at the end of, after everything is activated, she can place 6 inches. She's then going to cast Occultation onto the Knight's Exemplar to hopefully keep them safe on the approach. She's going to advance up her 7 to here, and she's going to cast Silence of Death onto Blood of Martyrs, which gives +2 strength and take down to the model. And then she will chill there. We're then going to run up with the Knight's Exemplar, and they run up 10. Just trying to get up as far as I can, despite the list being a little bit sluggish. I want to try and get some pressure out before you get to make your full advance with your cavalry. The Knight's Exemplar Seneschal will also run up and just tuck in next to the unit. I'm just going to check to see where Thyra is going to end up teleporting to, just so that I can make sure I put the Warden in the correct place to give her the bonus. So we're going to end up with the Warden here. The Mechanic will run across to here. And then the Choir Boys will just run up as far as they can and be in a hopefully good position to put out the buffs next turn. Running like so. So that's everything activated, which leaves just Thyra with her teleport from Gates of Death. And what we want to do is teleport up, but hopefully be in a position where this Storm Tower isn't going to be able to shoot at me.
No, I don't have any way to shoot in it.
Yeah. Oh, of course, because she you can't see through the stealth. Yes. So she will port herself up to here, and then that will be my turn.
I think just in case I can't. No, I can't even shoot the Fire Salvation this turn.
Yes. Yeah. Because I think he's outside the maximum distance.
Yeah. Even if I were able to move here to have line of sight, you are almost 19 inches out, so
Yeah.
I can. It will be something to take into account in future turns, though.
Definitely.
So, for my turn, I think I'm going to do something similar to your turn. I'm going to put all my upkeeps up,
Mhm.
which is going to be Dauntless Resolve on the. Not Dauntless Resolve. I always get them. And
It
it's
is
mix up.
resolve that she has.
Yes, Dauntless Resolve on the cavalry unit. So they get to armor 20. Onslaught. Sorry, snipe on the tower for further turns because it's going to be useful, or at least it's going to force your hand a little bit into what you can do or not.
Yeah.
And then a sail on the Healthsmith.
Okay.
And that's going to be for a turn. And then, like you said, just going to run and try to take as much of the table as possible.
Yeah.
And have options to put into my flag.
Sounds good.
So before all that, how far do the next Exemplar threaten?
I think 12 is their maximum, and that's
Including
with
the
no,
feet?
sorry, no, 11. 11 is their maximum with the feet. Yeah.
Okay. And same for Blood of Martyrs?
No, Blood of Martyrs can go. So she's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 base, up to 11 with apparition, and 13 with the feet. So she goes
Okay.
13 plus potentially side steps after that.
Okay, but if I'm outside of 13, you can
Yeah.
even charge.
Of course, yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to try to keep the cavalry outside 13 of Blood of Martyrs and 11 of the next Exemplar.
Okay.
So yeah, and that's going to be my turn.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
So let's start with the Storm Tower. It's going to run. This guy is going to run 2.2, so I have 0.4 more. That's it. And this guy going to run here. He has a little bit more speed. Going to leave it there. Then I'm going to activate my Storm Lances. So they are speed 8, so they can run 16 inches.
Yeah.
But like we say, I want to stay outside your threat ranges. So no. This should be a good position to be in.
Yeah, looks good.
The leader model is just going to chill out here and in the trench. In the odd case, you have some shooting, or some spell you want to sling at them.
Mhm.
And this guy. Sorry, I can't move through my objective, right? Because it's a model.
Yep, absolutely, yeah.
So
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah, you can definitely
okay.
move through it.
All right, you can move through
effectively,
through the enemy objective.
No, just your own.
You can move.
You basically
Yeah.
have tactician for your own objective, pretty much.
Going to move here. So sure, Blood of Martyrs can charge him, but you have the forest on the middle, and you will be giving me Blood of Martyrs for free, basically.
Yeah.
And I need him there to be in range to cast my spells on him. So then we're going to activate Maddox. She's going to move. Here. There, so she can see him. So she's going to snipe the Storm Tower. She's going to Dauntless Resolve the cavalry unit.
Yeah.
And to assail the Hammersmith, and that's going to leave her with no focus.
Okay.
Hopefully, you don't have an assassination this early.
I don't think so. No, not unless I kill you with like a
So-
stranglehold.
Yeah, like rolling like all sixes. Then Brick House going to move here, running, just clearing the cloud so I don't catch fire.
Okay.
And same with the Hammersmith. It's going to run here, clearing the. Then Keller, what are you going to think? Dreyfus is going to move here, then he can jump. He will be up to 9, right? So no, he can't jump outside the, all across the. So he's going to move here 4 inches and jump here to 9. Lexia, I think I impact myself too much and it can impact. No, she's just going to move here. And then Keller is going to run here, size cloud. And in range of the flag if I need her. Yeah, something like that. So I have my options open for next turn.
Yeah.
And that would be it for my turn.
Okay. Right. So I do.
So we're
have-
just starting turn 2.
Yeah, that's and it's top of 2, so can't do
Yeah.
anything to the objectives yet.
No,
So let's just have a quick look at this. So I could apparate, place with the feet, then charge another 5, 6, 7, 8 inches. So that's 12 altogether. So I could charge into here, assuming I could kill the lance in one attack. I could sidestep into range of the Hammersmith,
Hammersmith.
but that would be 1 initial plus the charge focus. So that leaves me 1, 2, 3 attacks at dice plus 1, which is 8, 16,
Are you
24
about
damage.
20?
Yes, so he's 16 base, and then he's got Silence of Death plus Battle from the Choir Boys.
Yeah.
So he could go up to 20.
That's
So I could do a decent amount of damage to him, and I do have Grievous Wounds. So if I get lucky, although you don't have any mechanics in the list anyway, so
I
the
don't have any
chances are
mechanics now.
I could probably cripple
Yes.
something on him, but it's whether
But
that's one.
and you also ignore tough on the Stormlands,
Yes, I do. Yeah.
which is the most important thing about Grievous Wound, I think, in this
Yeah.
scenario.
But the problem with that is that I'm using my feet just for that one model, and that doesn't feel super worth it.
Yeah, and if you flank your rolls, the Hammersmith is just going to pulverize Blood of Martyrs.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't think it's the best plan. So I'm basically going to try and just take my turn a little bit conservatively, maybe try and push up a little bit more without committing fully, and just try and get a better board position. And then sort of see where we're at from there. I'll probably try and land a stranglehold on one of your heavies to make my positioning a little bit easier. And then we'll just kind of see how we go from there.
All right.
So I will start with Apparition on Blood of Martyrs. She will apparate up to here. We get the power up on our 2 Warjacks, and Thyra goes back to 6 and then upkeeps all 3 of her spells, so she's down to 3 focus. Then let's see where we're at. So do I want to try and which one do I want to try and stranglehold is the question. The Hammersmith is 8-inch threat base, so goes up to a 10 with a sail. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
And then the brick house sees one more because he's got 2-inch reach. So he'd be 9 up to 11.
Precisely. Yes. Do remember that brick house has force lock. So if you have a 1-inch melee on your jacks, I can just run, engage it, and you can even.
Yeah, that is a very good point.
Although you do have apparition, that apparition is a place.
Yes,
Right, it's not a movement.
and the feet as well potentially. So I have got some tools for it, but it's definitely still worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Let's just see. So Thyra has got acrobatics, so I could just walk straight over my warjack. What I want to do is potentially land a stranglehold on the brick house. So line of sight around the objective. I don't actually need to be terribly far. But I do need to have the range. So I think from about...
And have your teleport spell ready, because if you stay there, she's just there.
Oh, yes, of course, yeah. So the good thing about Gates of Death is it's an upkeep, so I can just leave it on her all game, and she should hopefully be quite safe.
Okay.
So we are going to start with Thyra. Before she moves, she's going to pull from her rack, otherwise she would be out of control to do so. Typical rack fashion, it blows up.
Yeah.
So it blows up, but she does still get the focus. She is going
Hashtag
to...
I'm up in attrition already.
Exactly, yeah. First blood. So we're going to cast the Stranglehold for 2 at Brickhouse. And we do hit.
Hits.
So it's power 11.
Just armor 19.
Yes.
Carapace is just against ranged attacks, not spells. So
we are going to
boost
have
it.
So boosting it at dice -8, I do 2 points of damage to hit 6. And we successfully...
And I now have to forfeit either my combat action or my movement.
Correct. Yes, that's right. So with him not being such a worry, I can hopefully now use this forest to try and block from the Hammersmith, and hopefully the Stormlance as well. You could walk around and punch me, but then that means that the other 2 aren't doing anything useful. So Blood of Martyrs is just going to... can I do him first? I think I can. Yes, I can. Okay. So, although I don't have to. No, I think I'll do the choir voice first. So this choir leader is just going to advance to here. And then the other 2 are going to advance and just make sure they are outside of 4 inches of the objective, so that you can't electro leap from it onto them. So they will advance like so, and they will put passage on my warjacks, so no non-magical shooting. And then said warjacks will activate. So this guy will come over to here. To your cavalry threaten 13 inches on the charge, is that right?
Yes, speed 8 plus 2-inch range on the lance.
Okay, great. So Blood of Martyrs
that
will just pop
doesn't
itself.
have the lance rule, but what?
Yes, of course. Yeah. So we'll put Blood of Martyrs, make sure she's out of 13 of that, of the 2 left-hand Stormlancers. And then Fire of Salvation will run up and be next to him, but also not quite in the forest, so I can use it to block line of sight. So he'll run to there. Next up, we're going to go with the Knights Exemplar. And they are going to move up to put some pressure on you, but also to try and activate some of my vengeance mechanics. So I have things like Hand of Vengeance on Blood of Martyrs, Righteous Vengeance on Fire of Salvation, and then of course Battle Driven on the unit, and Righteous Fury on the solo. So I'm going to hopefully make it so that it's not really an easy decision on whether you go into them. And then we can sort of see how we end up from there. So this guy is going to end up there. These two, one here. We'll have this one back here, and then the UA can come and stand right at the back. Hopefully, be safe. The Knight's Exemplar Seneschal is going to advance in such a way that all of the knights are in range of his angriness, and hopefully also be out of 13 of your cavalry to keep him safe. And then the vassal mechanic will run to be on the flag, just to kind of try and force your hand, to make it so you have to come into me if you don't want me to score. I'm then going to look at where Thyra will end up, which will be about here. And then we'll move the Exemplar Warder such a way that it's also within 4 of the flag, so that scoring that central flag is basically impossible for you.
Yeah.
And then
I think then this game is going to end. The moment anyone can clear the zone and score the 2 central elements is going to end, I think.
Yes, yeah, I think so. So that's everyone activated. So I'll just do my teleport with Thyra, and she will port herself back behind her warjacks.
Just as a warning, she's going to be within 3 inches of the objective if you place it there.
That is a good point. Yes.
I mean, I doubt that a single electroleap is going to kill her, but
Fire Salvation is 2.6 away, so the electroleap would go to him first, and then to Blood of Martyrs, and then only then Fire. So if you get 3 electroleaps, it's fine. But she's got 1 camp anyway, so she shouldn't. She should hopefully be safe. Is what I'm thinking. But yes,
I mean,
that's my turn.
I would be a very bad opponent for Puden.
That's absolutely fine. I appreciate it.
So that's your turn. So like you said, the good thing is if I can contest your flag, I'm going to score mine rather easily.
Yes.
I'm going to try to destroy the objective this turn, or at least one storm tower shot is going to go onto the objective.
Yeah.
And try to do some damage to it. Then regarding the cavalry, I think I am going to go in because you left like a very big gap on the front of the unit.
Mm-hmm.
So just can charge like here, do impact attacks, and remember they do have electroleaps on their melee attacks.
Yes, of course.
So, and I have an assault shot, and that doesn't care about stealth.
Yep, absolutely.
So, and I can do something similar here, like charge, impact attack you here, continue my charge.
Yeah.
And they move 10 inches, right?
You move 11 inches, I think.
11 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can be like here, and I have plenty of targets, and something similar here. So I can, if not wipe completely the unit, at least do a lot of damage. That, yeah, maybe one guy is going to try to kill me in turn, but shouldn't be possible. And I do have Pathfinder with Maddox.
Absolutely.
What I don't think is I can move 6 inches here. Yes, I have to move here precisely to have everything in command range, so I can actually use the Pathfinder on the storm lances. So if you don't mind, I'm going to leave her there so I can.
Is it not? Do you not gain the Pathfinder once you're in the control range? So if they charge, if they sort of meet it at the wall.
No, they need the wording is, and I'm going to quote here. Beginning the activation in its control range, gain relentless charge for 1 turn.
Got you.
So actually, the guy on the far left. So number 1 can't actually do that because he's not going to have a defender. Till he can get up to here. Yes. Okay, yeah. Okay, no more measurements. So yeah. I think now number 1 is not going to do much damage, but the other 2 should have a defender.
Yep.
And yeah. Brick house is going to be all set, and I can run because I have also stronghold.
Yeah, that's right.
However, I am going to try to move into the trench completely. So if you can, so you're going to have a harder time hitting him. You want to stronghold again.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And yeah, I think that's about it. And I think -2 speed on your jacks is not going to do much. And this in the this is clearly not in the feed zone because Knights Exemplar are only armor 17.
15
So
until you they only get to 17 when you damage them as well.
Yeah, but I'm going there. They only have a single one, so my cavalry should be enough to kill them without the feet.
Oh, yeah, should be
so
easy.
Yeah, that's going to be my turn. So let's begin. First, I'm going to upkeep snipe and dauntless resolve. And assail is free because it's on the battle group model.
Okay.
And I get the power of focus, and I'm not going to assign any more focus. So then I'm going to activate Keller. She's going to come here into the flag. So she can score that. Then I'm going to activate the Storm Tower. This guy's going here. And this guy going to about here. And I'm going to shoot the objective. I need not double ones to hit, basically, because it's defense 5.
Yep.
Hits. It's a PO 14, so that's -4. That will be 3 damage. Sorry. And then I'm going to roll the electrolyps.
Okay.
With 2 electrolyps, so they're going to go into the jacks, like you said, so
exactly.
they're not going to suffer any damage.
You can still damage them.
I do have to roll. Yeah. Fire Salvation is armor.
They're both 19, so dice of 9 on both of them.
The 9 is no damage and no damage.
Okay.
That was more or less what I expected. So now I am going to activate Dreyfus. You can. Thing is, I don't think if I want to jump or just move here, like behind the house, so you can target him and then have it pop out again and try to do some damage. Because jamming you is going to be pretty much impossible. So actually, yeah, I'm going to try to come here, moving and jumping.
Okay.
You just can't get into the forest with your aberration movement, so you have to and waste between quotes the award checks activation dealing with him.
So just to bear in mind that the apparition move from the feet is at the start of their activation, so I could potentially clear him with something else, and then use their apparition.
Yeah, but you have to waste the feet, and it's going to change your order of activation.
Yeah, of course. Just want to make that clear.
Yeah. So I'm going to leave the hammersmith here. Then Alexia going to come over here.
Mhm.
And then Maddox going to come. Where do you? Is bit 6, 9. I think, just to be clear, do I have line of sight to the next exemplar number 4 with Maddox?
Not quite. No, that Stormlance is just in the way.
Okay, so I can't do a failed charge to my objective targeting the next exemplar. So I can
Not
just
at the moment.
end here.
No.
No, I know, but I can't charge the next exemplar. Here, that would be a valid charge, but oh no, I run the movement, but I end there.
You have to make sure you end your. So whatever path you're going on would have to eventually take you into melee with the model.
Yeah.
So it would have to be
I
kind
know.
of that line, if you get me.
Yeah.
But
I can't anyway, so.
yeah.
No. So now she's going to cast. No. I'm going to just cast onslaught on herself.
Mhm.
I'm just going to. Oh, I have 2 marks.
Sorry, that was me.
No problem. I'm just going to move her. Here, so trying to be safe.
Mhm.
Then brick house is going to move 4 inches. That's his. No, brick house. I'm going to leave him for the end of the activation. Now I'm going to activate the storm lances. They're
Okay.
going to issue a press forward order. This guy going to charge the leader, number 2, to your leader.
Okay.
So it's going to be like here
Sure thing.
and get an impact attack there. Yeah.
So you hit both of those.
No, wait. Wait, what?
You hit.
Yes, both
of
those
the
models,
knights,
and yeah,
Mhm.
and then my leader model is going to charge number 5. So that's going to be like here. And then number 1 is going to charge number 4. He doesn't have Pathfinder, but he should be able to end his movement here.
You've got plenty of movement, I think.
Yeah. Because I move.
Mhm.
Okay. So let's resolve the impact attacks first.
Mhm.
I mean, these 2 are going to end here. This is the only contentious one.
Yeah.
So he's melee 7 against defense 12, right?
That's right.
So 5 against number 1 hits.
You need
And
a 4.
against I am bow 12, so yeah,
I'm
for
a
2 kill.
15 at the moment. Oh, sorry.
So
Okay.
doesn't kill.
Yep.
And then against number 3,
Mhm.
hits, and it kills.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I thought you were doing the hits. So number 3 is dead. It's fine.
No. Yes, but that's a failed charge on my cavalry unit because I didn't reach my objective.
It's only individual models.
Because I can't keep.
So number 2 would get a failed charge, but the other 2 have made successful charges.
Yes.
So
but I
those
mean,
2
this model's activation is over. He can make his initial attacks. He
I think
does
he
get to
still
make
gets to make
his
assault.
assault shot.
Yeah.
Yes, so let's do that.
Mhm.
I'm rat 5, and I miss miserably. So now let's go with number 1.
Mhm.
Going to do the assault shot first. 8 hits. It's about 12.
Um,
17 doesn't kill.
Yep. This battle driven is now triggered.
And the impact attack hits
Mhm.
and kills.
Okay. Which one was that? Sorry.
And number 4.
Number 4. Got you.
Okay, and then the leader unit against number 5.
Mhm.
The assault shot is going to hit and not going to kill.
Yep.
And then the charge attack is going to hit and it's going to kill automatically because
Yep.
post 16.
Absolutely. Number 5, you said?
Yes, because my charge. And then the electro leap is going to go to the leader unit. So I need an 8 to
I
kill,
think
right?
so. Yep.
And it kills. And I get to reposition 3
Yes.
inches. Not with number 2, but
Yeah,
yes
spot
with
on.
the other 2.
Correct. Yep.
So it's going to repo here. So I deny your advances. And
So
this guy is
next
going.
Exemplar Seneschal is triggered.
Yeah.
In fact, as
And I'm
are...
contesting the flag. So that's a bit worse than I expected. I expected number 1 and number 2 to be dead too.
Yeah.
Maybe the Seneschal or the officer with a couple of electrolyps.
Hmm.
So well, now Brickhouse is going to move here and try to be safe from another stronghold.
Okay.
And those were my activations. So that will be your turn.
Okay. Sounds good. Right.
And I score my flag, and you don't score anything, right?
Yep, absolutely correct. So it's 1-0. Remind me, is it 4 clear you have to be in Brawlmachine?
Yes, for
Okay.
a difference of 4.
Yeah, okay, that's fine. All right, so there's a bunch of stuff in my face. I think it's definitely going to be my feet turn, and I'm going to hopefully attempt to get Blood of Martyrs onto Brickhouse, and then possibly Fire of Salvation onto the Hammersmith, and then hopefully use the... Sorry?
Do you remember Brickhouse has retaliatory strike?
Who, the Hammersmith?
And he has
Brickhouse.
no,
Yep.
just Brickhouse, and he has a critical smite.
Yes, of course.
Something
That is a very good
to-
point. There's not a whole
So in
lot I
case
can really do about it, unfortunately, but it's very true to point out, so that's fine. Right.
I
So
mean,
yeah,
I played Trolls, so I always joke that Brickhouse is Mulk's lost brother.
yeah, that's it's quite similar, to be fair, actually. Yeah, definitely nice when it comes off. So yeah, hopefully this turn I can kill Dreyfus, the cavalry, and hopefully 2 heavies, and then potentially score 2 to 3 points with the flag. I'm not sure if I'll be able to kill Alexia, but if so, it'd be nice to score those points for sure. But we will see how we
do.
do.
Kill my heavies, you pretty much have won the game because I don't think I have the enough firepower to kill them back.
Yeah. I think it's gonna depend whether I can clear off Dreyfus, and it's gonna depend whether Brickhouse gets that critical on Blood of Martyrs as well. So we'll see how it goes anyway. So both jacks are going to power up. I am going to upkeep Gates of Death and upkeep Silence of Death, but I'm going to drop Occultation now. And then we are going to allocate. What are we allocating? I don't really want to sit on 0, to be totally honest.
I mean, what you should do is you should get allocate everything and then teleport your caster like about here and look that way.
Definitely an excellent plan for sure. Oh, sorry, I've got Apparition as well on Blood. So Apparition will take Blood of Martyrs to right here. And then we also have a Righteous Vengeance move and attack with Fire of Salvation. So he is going to shuffle up, and then he goes at double movement through the rough terrain with the advance. So he's going to walk to here, and he's going to try and punch Sir Dreyfus in his face. He's going to hit. He is a power. I think he's 18. I'm pretty sure he's just like a Crusader in melee. Yeah, power 18. So is
So
that
that
off?
will be armor 21. So that's minus 3.
Okay. So that does 4 points of damage to him.
Okay.
That's Righteous Vengeance
So it's
resolved.
going. Yep.
We are going to allocate. Let's live a little. We're going to allocate everything. We're going to fully fuel both of the Warjacks. I can at least. No, I can't pull from the rack because it's exploded. So
No, it's already dead.
he's already failed me. Okay. Right. So I think we're going to go with Thyra first. She's going to pop her feet. Not many feet. So she gets to immediately place 2 inches, and then everything else places at the start of their activation.
And there was another effect on that feat that I can't quite remember.
I think that's it. So immediately place Thyra anywhere in 2, and then when a friendly faction model activates in her control
Okay.
start, you can place it 2 inches.
It's 2 sentences because one for Thyra, one for the rest of the army.
Yeah, precisely. So I think if I place a cross, I should then be able to charge into Dreyfus's rear arc because she has acrobatics and parry. So
you can ignore Fire Observation.
Yes, yeah, that's acrobatics. I can move through models as long as I've got enough movement to pass their base completely. I do want to check to make sure she's got overtake, which would take me, assuming that I kill, to like here, and then Fire of Salvation could place himself to here with the feet. 3-inch aura, I can see through the forest, and then I should be able to get there, no problem. That is fine, assuming that I kill Dreyfus. But in the rear arc, that should be very doable. So we're going to place to here with Thyra with the feet, and then she's going to charge into the rear, like so. She is normally, I think, a mat 8, so she goes up to mat 10 in the rear arc.
Yep. So no double ones.
So she hits. She's a power 11 weapon master. Dice off 8 because no shield.
No shield, but it's still got unyielding, so yeah, just 21.
So that will do 4 points of damage and should kill.
Okay. Just passive necromancy is going to trigger.
Okay.
So I'm going to replace Dreyfus with a. You can switch the clock back to me, please.
Okay.
Add model, and this will be a. What are the Alexia's models called?
Brawl warrior, I think it is.
Throw warrior. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
Throw warrior. Where is it? Yeah. What? Just center. It has to be center to center, right?
No, I think it can just be anywhere on the base, as far as I know. Same way as with the Dragoon.
So I could place him here, so Thyra can attack him.
So you'd have to be.
No, but it has to be completely.
Yeah. So
no. Well, then I'm going to put him here. So if you fail to kill you can move over him.
Okay.
And I can place with the front to you, so you don't have the back arc, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. So I will take my overtake move. I get to move half an inch through the rough terrain. And then she will turn a little bit, and she'll take her second initial at the skeleton, which will hit. And then power 11 should kill him.
Yeah. And to that.
She'll take another overtake move just to here. Okay.
Yeah, passive necromancy is the first time it triggers, so it couldn't have waited to the storm last.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Okay, so the choir boys are going to go, and we're going to go throw caution to the wind when it comes to the objective.
Sorry, I'm going to pass the clock back to you.
Oh, of course. Sorry about that. I didn't realize it was still on you.
Yeah, no problem. I think it's not going to be relevant if this turn goes well.
Yeah, that is fair. So the choir boys are going to move up. This turn they're going to sing battle rather than passage, because we're going to hopefully do some good work. Next up, we'll go with maybe the Knights Exemplar unit will go. This guy could place out of melee to here and then charge this other boy, or possibly even this direction and then get the rear arc. Though we would need to be out of melee still, so I think we actually do have to go pretty much directly away. Yeah. So place to there. Yeah, so the Knights Exemplar are going to activate. They're going to get their place with Thyra's feet. She'll place back to here. They're going to pop the mini feat for Signs and Portents, or Divine Inspiration, I think it is. And then they're going to get a run charge order. So I don't think this guy could charge in the rear, so he's going to charge to here against.
The other guy is going to get a free strike.
No,
just
so
outside
I placed,
the.
I placed out with the
Yeah,
feet.
yeah.
So he charges to here. Number 2 is going to get a non-charge, so he doesn't get the 3 inches, but he's charging this one in the rear arc. And then the unit leader is going to charge this horse here.
Okay.
Let's just do this again.
Sounds like a good plan.
So charging to that. Okay. So the unit attachment first into horse number 2. We will hit.
I hit. Yeah.
And then these are, I think, 11 base.
Okay, I am more 22 final.
So they're 11 up to 13 with battle driven. So we're dice
So
of 9.
dice -9. Yeah.
So I'm a weapon master, charging, and I get Signs and Portents as well.
So you have to drop 1 dice.
Yeah. So I drop the 2,
Okay.
which is a 15. So that's 6 points of damage, which is enough to tough.
Yep. Yes, I'm going to roll tough. I'm not going to tough.
Okay. And then I believe they get cleave with the officer. I'm just going to double check that. Tactics. Yes, they get cleave
yes.
and overtake. So I'll actually overtake back to here, and I'll make my cleave attack into the other horse, which will hit. Okay. This time it's the 4 dice.
Yeah.
So dropping the 2.
That's 9, so no damage.
Yeah. So next we'll do number 2 into the leader.
Okay. 8.
That's 7 plus the rear arc, so that's a 4 plus a 9, so that is a hit on a 13.
Yeah, just barely.
Yep. Dice off 9 will do nothing, unfortunately.
Nothing.
And then the 1 charge onto number 1, which will hit, and then we drop the 1, and that should be enough to tough him.
Yeah. And not going to tough either.
Okie dokie. Okay, so they've done reasonably well. Can't complain with that.
Yep. He gets the overtake move too if you want to do it.
Oh, of course he does. He doesn't have reach though, so he can't make a melee attack, unfortunately. But he'll just turn around.
Yep.
Okay, the Knights Exemplar Seneschal is going to advance. I want to make sure that if I do slam you, I don't send you over my own models.
Can you slam bigger bases?
You can, but they just go half distance.
Okay.
And it is a chain attack. Okay, so we're going to walk to here, and we're going to hit you with our first initial at mat 8, which will miss.
And misses.
Second initial will hit.
Hit.
We are power 13 on this. You're a
so
22.
-9.
Nothing.
No damage.
Refuses to die. Oh dear. Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
And no slams because you missed the first attack.
yeah, correct. Spot on. So we will go with Blood of Martyrs next, I think. So she's going to get her teleport from the feet to right here. I think we're going there anyway. Yeah. Okay, so we'll place to here and then charge in at this guy. So paying 1 to charge. We are mat 9 because we have Hand of Vengeance.
Yes. The
So
blue ones to
we-
hit, basically. Yeah.
Yep, so we do hit. This time we are 22 because of Battle, Hand of Vengeance, and Silence of Death.
That is +3.
Yep. So that's going to be 12.
That's
down
12
2.
to the 2. So I'm going to use the retaliatory strike.
Yep.
I am at 7
Looking for
against
Thanks.
defense.
He's only 10.
So no double ones, basically.
Yep.
It hits, but it's not a critical.
My goodness.
And it's going to be power 18 against armor.
So 19, -1.
So that's -1. It's going to be 9
9
damage
points.
to the 3.
Okay, so nothing
So
critical.
nothing relevant.
Yeah.
No, I could have crippled and
I'm going to
mean,
side. Sorry.
no, I didn't. Even with 9 damage, I couldn't have crippled anything relevant. Maybe the arm that didn't attack yet, but
Yeah.
that was like the best possible result.
Yeah, no problem. So I believe Force Lock, I have to start my movement in range for it to work,
Yes,
right? Or
it's started
can
moving.
sidestep? Yeah, okay, grand. So we'll sidestep to here. We'll take the second initial at Brick House. And sorry, we'll turn a little bit more just to here. So second initial will hit.
Hit.
We said dice +3. So I'll do 9 down the 2. We will buy an attack, which should hit at mat 9.
Yeah.
And we'll kill
7 damage.
3. Yep.
Just.
And then we'll buy our last attack into the objective, which is an 18 against my 21.
Yeah.
So dice plus, 22 even. So dice
That's
plus 4.
4.
9 points.
9. So his objective is now at 6.
Then Fire of Salvation will go. Let's see, so if he was there, and then if he could walk. So actually, yeah, he doesn't even need to charge. He can just walk. So he's going to place and then advance to here. He's going to take his fist initial into Alexia.
Or Alexia.
In fact, no, I'll take the mace into Hammersmith first. Take the mace
Okay.
first. So we do hit with the mace. We're POW 20, so dice +1.
Dice +1, yeah.
Does 8
That
down the
8.
5. And you are also on fire for what it's worth.
Okay.
Yep. What's the defense of Alexia?
15, if I recall correctly.
15.
Yeah, 15.
7s to hit. We'll give it a go. We'll take the fist onto her. No boost. We miss.
Miss it.
So I'll buy a mace onto the Hammersmith, which hits
Okay.
and does 7 to the 5. I'll buy another mace onto the Hammersmith, which will hit because I'm mat 8 on this on fire.
Yeah.
And then 12 down the 1.
Yeah, he's at 3 hit points, so next attack, if he hits, should kill hit automatically.
I do hit, and then
Yep,
dice +1 will kill. The Exemplar Warder will then go. He'll get his place. And then he will run just down so that you can contest your flag.
All right.
Be as far back as I can be while doing so. And then I think I suppose I've got the mechanic. Not that he's doing anything relevant. He'll just run and be in the forest. He's not engaged. Yeah, so he'll just run to here. Not that I'm scoring it, but at least it's there for the future. And then we're just going to do the teleport with Thyra, I think.
Sure, you don't want to teleport the other way?
It's a tempting offer. For sure, it is tempting. Let's see. How far does Maddox threaten? 5, speed 6, so 7, 8, 9.
Yes, speed 6 and
11.
11. Yeah, just 11.
And then
And don't worry, she's like Mat 7, so she's not going to hit.
Got you.
Well, 9 with flank, but
Right.
not like I have anything to run and flank you with.
Yeah. So we can actually be here because there's no way of seeing through the stealth. Suppose Gwen Keller could maybe get to me. If you assuming that you got rid of the warden. She's speed 6 1-inch melee. Keller?
Keller is speed 5 1-inch melee.
Or speed 5 1-inch melee. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 inches of threats. So we will be right
She
here.
does have a grenade that if hits, it pushes you 2 inches, whatever.
Right. And that would be what's the rat on her?
Rat 6.
Actually, tell you what, let's just position out of 10 so that you can't see the stealth. So she will teleport back to here. The feat is now done with. And that is going to be my turn, I think.
Okay. And there's not going to be any scoring.
Yeah.
After all that massacre. So it's clear that I have already lost the game because I lost my 2 jacks and I have no way of killing both jacks for the game. My only out, I think, is trying like a super junky assassination on Thyra.
Okay.
Which I think is going to involve like shooting the objective with the storm tower, rolling a 3 because I have to kill the 2 choirs. No, I don't have any way to shoot Thyra with the storm tower because the electrolyps are going to go to the 2 choirs and then to the exemplar officer, I believe.
Yes,
to the choir leader.
If Alexia could kill, if you could find a way to kill this choir, then it would leap straight to Alexia.
No, but Alexia doesn't have any shooting. He has he can sling some spells.
Yeah,
I think.
she's got Hellfire. I think.
Hellfire. Yeah. But so yes, she can. But I think I'd rather shoot a Hellfire into Thyra. For that matter.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Because she's magic ability 8.
So
and it's a straight of 14. And you can roll stuff. But I have to roll like. No, I mean, even if I roll double 6s, she won't die. So, and then Keller can't do anything because she's going to be about 6, I believe, into her. Some grenade, yes, it's going to be about 7. The blast damage.
Yeah.
I think I can shoot the objective and roll for a good deviation. Yeah, I don't have any way to have 2 attacks into Thyra, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah, but I don't have any. any follow-ups to that. So I just have one attack into Thyra because Maddox doesn't have any way to.
There's a question. So you've got Lightning Storm on Beth, right? Or is that Striker 2? What's her offensive nuke? She got like electrical blast.
She has. No, she doesn't have any nukes. Yeah, she has electrical blast. Yes.
Yeah, and I think that's an
about
AoE
13.
3, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So you could
But again,
charge the warder and then zap the objective to try and kill the choir boy. And then you could get the
Hellfire and the Electroleap.
Yeah.
Again, do we agree that this like the junkiest junk of every junk?
Yeah, obviously it's not a great run, but it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah, because what will happen next turn? You either kill Alexia and the Stormlands.
Yeah.
I hope. Yeah, you should kill the Stormlands. I mean, you have way too many attacks.
Yeah.
Even Thyra can get there and try to heal him.
Yeah, I mean Thyra should absolutely get rid of him.
So you will automatically clear the zone, so you can score the flag and the zone, and one kill the objective, so you can do all the points.
Oh yeah,
this
get
turn.
1, 2, 3. I could score 4 quite simply, I think. Possibly a
And
world
if you don't
where
win
I
on
could
your
score your flag as well, with if I can clear it with fire, and then get the water onto it or something. But...
The only issue with that is that you have only 4 minutes to try to do all that, but it should be enough time. So let's go for a junk assassination.
Okay.
So let's start the clock. I'm going to get all my focus back. I'm going to maintain a cell for free, cell unslot for free because it's on a battle group model. Because Maddox is on her own battle group. And just in case, going to upkeep Dante's Resolve on some lances.
Okay.
So then, like you said, I'm going to charge here. I think it's the.
I think you need to tow the forest just so you've got the line of sight through it.
Okay, yeah. And to be within 8. Okay,
yes.
there. And I have Pathfinder, so this is not an issue.
Absolutely fine. Yep.
So what's the? Well, actually, I don't actually have to attack the warder. I can just cast a spell as I finish my charge.
You can do the spell, yeah. You do have to make the attack, but you can do the spell first.
Okay, so let's do the attack. I'm at 7 against defense.
Hang on. I think he's a 12 plus set defense. Yes, he is. 12 plus set defense, up to a 14 for the charge attack.
So an armor?
18 due to a shield.
And you have 5 hit points.
Yes, that's right.
So yeah, I'm not going to boost because I need. I will need to boost to hit, and I'm on just about 13. So, although, you know what, I'm going to fit because I can fit after doing the movement.
Yep.
And I am going to boost the attack.
Okay.
It's going to hit.
Oh, yeah,
and now I'm about 16, so that is -2.
Yes.
And that should kill.
He dies, but he has inhuman resolve, so he drops to 1 box and gets knocked down. If he's on 1 box at the beginning of my turn, he dies. But every time one of my models dies in his command, he heals a point.
And what's your command?
He is a 10.
Okay, so he's going to heal when the choir dies, I suppose.
Yeah. Although it's the assassination roll, nothing really, isn't it, at this point? So
yeah. So I'm going to cast Electrical Blast.
Yep. So
for
not
3.
Snake Eyes to hit.
Not Snake Eyes to hit. Hit, barely, but hit. I'm going to boost the damage against the choir boy.
Yep, makes sense. Which I think is 7 for the blast damage.
Yeah, about 7 against armor 11, right?
I think there are 12.
12, okay.
I believe.
Still, this should be enough to kill.
Yeah, easily enough. So he dies. And this guy heals a point.
Okay. So then Alexia is going to move. And let's and 3-inch. This should be enough to.
Yeah, you can get there,
She's
but you
bit.
just have to watch out about the free strike. I'm not sure if there's anything you can do about it. You
All
might just
right,
have to
free strikes from
miss.
there. Yeah, because I need to be within 5, so Hellfire hits, right?
Yeah.
So let's do first the Storm Tower.
Okay.
It's going to shoot the objective.
Okay.
Going to hit.
Yep.
Power 14. That's 3 points of damage, and then let's roll at the 3 electrolyps.
So
That's
goes to Thyra,
2
but then
electrolyps.
there's nothing else it can go to.
Nope. So it's about 10 into Thyra, so that's -4.
Yep.
That's 1 point of damage, so the Hellfire is not going to kill her.
Yeah.
And Keller can't do anything. Sorry, you have to heal 1 point. So just because I can. So I can at least score one more point.
Mhm.
No, but it dies at the beginning of your turn. So, I mean, what I mean is that he's still alive. So he's contesting my flag.
Yeah, I don't believe you can stop him contesting unless you like throw him or push him or something like that, because he doesn't die until my
Sorry,
turn.
by the way, he should be here.
Okay.
Because
Oh yeah.
move him. So now I can even score my flag, and Alexa is not going to kill Thyra, and Keller can move here. And let's go for the deviation. So I'm going to shoot. Thyra is going to miss automatically. And let's.
No, because he's knocked down, so he won't be engaging it.
He's knocked down. So I can shoot.
Okie dokie.
Uh,
So you scatter from her head, right?
Yeah. The widget at deviation template.
Mhm.
And we are within 5.4 inches, so I can deviate more than
2.7.
2.2, right?
2.7.
Yeah. So, and it's an AoE 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
And 2.7 is the maximum.
Mm-hmm.
And he clips her. Yeah, and it's about 7.
Dice of 7.
Dice of 7, and that's 3 damage. So now, if Alexa survives and rolls an 11, I can kill her.
Yeah.
So let's go for it.
Okay.
Sorry, I have to move 0.9 here, so I have 5 inches left, so 2.5 more.
Mm-hmm.
So this should be enough.
Yeah, absolutely fine. So I'll take the free strike.
Yeah.
Which should hit because I'm
Misses.
up to map 10 with the free strike bonus.
On your mat, yeah.
Yeah, he's an 8 up to a 10. So I think that one hits. And then our 18 will
she's dead. Just for the sake of the argument, can I roll the hit and damage on Thyra?
Absolutely, mate. No problem at all. So it's a 9 to hit, I think.
Magic ability 8.
Yeah, she's a 17.
So yeah.
9. Ooh.
Hits.
Part 1.
And then I need to run an 11 to kill, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And it wouldn't have killed anyway.
Good try.
Still, this was like, yeah. So, well, and then Maddox is going to die horribly to Fire of Salvation.
Fire pops her. In fact, fire and blood can probably get there. and Thyra as well.
Yeah. So if you want to do it, I mean, you let me roll my assassination, so you might as well do yours
Yeah,
if you want.
I can do. Yeah, why not? Why not? Okay, so I'll drop all of the upkeeps apart from Silence of Death. I think I don't think I can apparate and then allocate. I don't think that's the way that order works, but I'm not sure, to be honest.
You can allocate everything.
Well, he's out of control at the moment, so I'm not sure what order
Oh.
it is for apparate and allocation.
Let's.
I'm not sure whether I can
This
apparate
is
in
going to be control.
control phase for allocation. I think it is. I'm not sure my cheat sheet is gone.
Let's check the rulebook. Apparition. Where does it say it happens?
I'm pretty sure it's the control phase. Let me just double check it. Yes, during the control phase.
Okay. But allocation happens during the control phase too. We will need to, for the sake of
I've
the
got a
argument, let's pretend
feeling-
that you can do.
I've got a feeling that the allocation is a called out step, and then there's a sentence at the bottom which is all other effects in the control phase. So I think it'll
Okay,
be
so
afterwards.
you can't actually.
Yeah, I don't think I
Okay.
can. So with that in mind, I will drop Silence of Death.
Okay.
Like so, and I'll do my clock. We will allocate 2 to fire. And then we'll do the choir boys, who can walk up to here.
Do remember to operate with Blood of Martyrs,
Oh, of
or
course.
you can't.
Yeah, I still can allocate apparate, but he's not really got anything to do. I guess he'll just pop himself there.
He can't just move and attack, or doesn't have the.
He not in range for that now, unfortunately.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, so the choir boys will just move up like this. We'll put battle onto Fire of Salvation again.
By the way, the warrior is very much alive.
Of course he is. Yes, yeah, he is still knocked down though. So he's chilling for now. So we'll activate Thyra first. She will cast Carnage for 2. And then she will charge at Maddox. Just to here. So the charge attack, she's now mat 10. So she hits. Power 11. Armor is 16 plus unyielding, I think.
Yes, precisely. So 18.
18. Okay, so we are dice off 7. Okay. Calm down.
That's damage.
Yep. She will take her second initial, which will hit.
Which
will boost it.
And she's going to die.
No, she lives from that actually.
No.
Dice of 7 does 3 points.
3 points. Sorry.
I'll buy again.
But you can, yeah.
Misses on a 14, so it's down to fire. Yep. Fire's mace attack. I will boost a hit. That one will hit on an 18.
Yeah.
And just to be sure, we'll boost damage at power 20. And yeah, that'll flatten her.
And now she's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's how you do an assassination.
That was a fun one. Cheers for that, mate.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting like your 2 jacks just murdering mine and for free.
They're quite difficult to kind of position around, particularly Fire of Salvation, because he can place into the forest and then charge with the Pathfinder on the charge, Relentless Charge. He's quite difficult to avoid.
So it felt almost like playing against Circle, playing against Thyra.
Yeah,
because you have
she's
all
a really
the movement
interesting caster.
shenanigans, and
yeah, I think that with Thyra, like what she struggles with is that a lot of her stuff is kind of limited with how much it can affect. Like her damage buff is only 1 model or unit. She can usually only cast 1 Stranglehold a turn. So at 75 points, it's a bit more difficult for her to kind of make the big
Yeah,
impact.
but she seems super powerful. Well, I don't know if super powerful is the correct expression, but she seems like very good in Brawl at least.
Yeah, I could definitely see her being someone that you could, main as in Brawlmachine for sure. And she is extremely fun to play,
And
just with the amount of mobility that she's
yeah,
got and
and
stuff.
you also have the dark horse element that if no one
Yeah.
plays her in 75, so no one's
true.
going to expect her in Brawl.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So for everyone that's thinking of carrying Protectorate onto the next league or the next tournament on the line of sight server, please do consider Thyra.
Yeah, absolutely. The bonus of Thyra as well is that you get to take Blood of Martyrs, who is such a cool jack, especially with Thyra once it gets apparition, and you get the two separate 2-inch places before it actually charges.
Yeah.
It's just such a mobile and cool jack to use.
One correction.
Yeah, they don't reach far, but they reach all the table pretty much.
Yeah. Like the raw distance isn't that much, but they've got a lot of ways around terrain and stuff like that, and models and things. So there's some really cool things there, definitely.
Yeah, one correction.
Yes,
in the
Moises,
Warden
you were saying.
is the Warden when he's disabled, he goes knocked down at 0 boxes, and then he heals 1 when the first choir guy dies, and if at the beginning of the turn if he has no health is when he dies.
Right. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I mixed that up with the 1 health and the 0 health. I was probably thinking of McBain's feat and mixing it up. But yeah, thank you for that.
And I think you could have like what is not dodge? What's the on the Blood of Martyrs?
Sidestep?
Yeah. Maybe you could have like sidestepped again when you were like hitting the objective and come like closer to formation.
Yes, yeah. Having out of
the
control.
problem about that is that he moved Thyra at the end, and he was more worried about the electrolypse and the assassination than Fire of Salvation.
Yeah, but
Blood of Martyrs.
I think I still could have played that better. Having Blood of Martyrs out of control was definitely a misplay. And if it was a situation where...
But in the grand scheme of things, I think it doesn't quite matter. Because
Yeah, I mean,
the attrition advantage that you get
in this case for sure. But if it was a situation where, say, Fire of Salvation flubbed on the Hammersmith, and the Hammersmith had survived, and then killed Fire, then not having Blood in control would have been quite a big deal, because I wouldn't have been able to then, trade back into the Hammersmith. So it's definitely something that I could have done for future games. And either, as mentioned, just having him a little bit further up, like sort of here or something like that, or having Thyra be just a tiny bit closer after the teleport.
Sidestep is only hit, right?
Yes, and it's only initials as well.
So not when you buy attack.
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, I had a ton of fun. I hope you had too.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so objective complete, regardless of how the game went.
Yeah.
I hope that everyone that watches this or watches on YouTube, that the game is clear and easy to follow. I think that been everything. So if you are on Twitch, thanks for watching. If you're on YouTube, remember to subscribe and like and all the things that all content creators ask. And if you want to find Paul, where can people find you?
So we've got a Discord, which is just Knightsmachine. We have a Patreon.
We're going to link that on the other things on the YouTube video on the description.
Perfect. Yeah. So yeah, we've got the website, which you can find all of our podcasts and all of the podcasts that we are hosting. So you can find places like the Trollblood Scrum, Fully Boosted, Dark Guidance. Not sure if we've got any others right now. Those are the ones that spring to mind. along with a bunch of articles. We're trying to do daily content. Some days we don't, but most of the time we'll have something new out. Most days, if not all. And yeah, hopefully you you check it out and enjoyed watching the episode.
And like our director said at the beginning, the next episode is going to be the end of season 2. So if you are sick of watching me play Maddox, don't worry. Next time is going to be the last one. And it should be against May Warrior from the Foco and Furia blog. It's a Spanish blog about Brawlmachinin. So that's going to be our last episode. And then I'm going to tell everyone what I'm going to be playing on season 3.
Nice. Well, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
It was really fun.
No, but thank you for coming.
No problem at all. Anytime.
Okay, and I hope that eventually we will play again.
Yeah,
in like
I'd
2
love that.
years at this rate.
Yeah, if you ever want me back, give me a yell, and I'll be happy to.
Okay. I don't think if I yell, you will hear like we are like a couple thousand miles away, but I'll do my best.
Sounds good.
So see you next week, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.